Yo, what's going on, guys? Spag here, hope you guys are all doing well. So we just had this weekend the FV Cup Tekken World Tour Challenger event. Ended up with the John and Atif Butt in the grand finals, Pakistan versus Pakistan. A lot of players were there. We had AK, we had a lot of the Koreans, we had some of the Japanese players there as well. So super stacked. Atif ended up taking the whole thing. But there were a few matches in this tournament that were really fun to watch and really educational, I feel like. And this is one of them. This was Chanel versus the John. Now, the John was known primarily as a Marduk player back in Tekken 7. One of the best, if not the best, Marduk players in Pakistan. But then I also heard that he was playing King, and he only picked up the character for a short amount of time and already became the best King player in Pakistan. The guy's talented. You know, whatever he picks up, he really just becomes so good at the game very quickly. Strong KOF player as well, got 3rd place in the KOF tournament that weekend. So yeah, the guy's just really good at games in general, right? But yes, King in this game, in Tekken 8, you have to say is the best King in the world right now. Obviously qualified for the Esports World Cup, top 8 in Korea Master event. There's a lot about this guy and his King that is so optimized. But what I want to talk about specifically is how he was able to play versus Alisa. Alisa's so hard to play against because of her movement, her backdash, and her sidestep are the best in the game, pretty much. And of course, she has some of the best moves in the game as well. Great whiff punishes, really scary mix-ups with the chainsaws, and good mid-range moves as well, like running 2, running 3, 4, and other stuff. There's so many things about Alisa that makes her so strong. But let's go over this setup, this set. And let's just see what the John was able to do versus Chanel in order to get the job done. Of course, Alisa, one of the most difficult characters to play against in tournament. And even in general, man, she's got so many tools. So let's get into it, man. And one thing you guys are going to notice is homing moves. Very important. We see Alisa go for it straight away. And then John answers straight back with his own homing move. These are so important to use versus Alisa because her sidestep, as I mentioned, so good. One of the best in the game. We see the John once again. Just really, I mean, look at that. Look how many, it's only been 10 seconds. And he's already used multiple homing moves. He's gone for the forward 1, down forward 2 to catch the sidestep, left, and then forward 4. Now, down forward 2 actually is a very difficult poke to sidestep, but you gotta sidestep it to the right, I believe. Chanel got caught sidestepping left there. But we will see as the set progresses that actually if you sidestep right, with Alisa, you can actually sidestep the down forward too. But anyway, yeah, again, so important to, at least early on, let the Alisa player know I'm not going to let you sidestep, so stop doing it, otherwise I'm going to hit you. Goes to that muscle armor, a very important tool as well versus Alisa for all you King mains out there, especially in that mid-range. Now we're going to see why, and look at that beautiful sidewalk on the running 2. So when you're at the mid-range, there's a couple of things that the John was doing here. He was using the muscle armor, as you see here. Muscle armor to try and to absorb a move, which we will see later on. But also at the mid-range, it's very important to try and sidewalk as well. And we see that here, you know, he's both sidewalking and using muscle armor to cover those options. And then we see him beautifully sidewalk the running 2. He doesn't get a massive punish though, just goes for the jabs, but you know, still a really good punish. Although we see Chanel going there with a hop kick, beautiful hop kick. Key charge setup. Now, when you key charge, every move that the character does who's key charge will become a counter hit. So it's a scary place to be in, but also the blowback is that you can't actually block. So when you're key charged, everything's a counter hit, but you can't block. So it's scary. He went for a little setup there. He needed a comeback, right? So that's a big chunk of damage. Goes for the heat burst. Caught Chanel pressing buttons. A lot of people like to press buttons after getting hit by a heat burst. So it'd be good to try and check sometimes. But first round to Chanel. Alright, here we go. Once again, we're seeing a lot of homing moves being used there by the John after certain punishes. Just to let Chanel know, it's not going to be too easy to sidestep against me. Goes for the forward 4 neutral 2. And that move there is so plus. There isn't too much that you can do after it. You can't really like sidestep a lot of pokes afterwards. You kind of have to respect it. Not all the time, but you kind of have to. And that's the reason why he goes for another one. So he went for 2 in a row because he knows he has the plus frames. And always threatening that down 4-2 as well. The King down 4-2 has got to be one of the best counter hit tools in the game, one of the best mid pokes in the game, because down forward 2 on counter hit is confirmable into a full launch, which I don't know why. That shouldn't be a thing, to be honest. I'm not even the kind of guy that would complain too much about this kind of stuff, but that definitely shouldn't be a thing, especially in Tekken 8. But anyway, he has the move, and he's threatening it versus Chanel. And look at that, man. Beautiful. Beautiful from the John. Uses the muscle armor, and this is what we were talking about, right? Absorbing moves. He absorbs that forward 4-2 and gets a nice punish on Chanel for trying to approach. Now we're going to see him go for the heat smash, but doesn't go into the run. He just decides to use the plus frames. He needed only a pixel to kill and goes for down forward 4 to kill there. So yeah, really, really clever stuff from the John. What we're noticing already from 2 rounds is the John is using a lot of homing moves. So Chanel's like, damn, I can't be sidestepping too much. I gotta be careful. But also, I can't be too aggressive and I can't get in too easily because the John is using his lateral movement. He's moving sidewalk against me, and he's also using that muscle armor to absorb my approach tools. So Chanel might need to start playing a bit more of a poking playstyle. Let's see what he decides to do here. And look at that. Trying to play a bit more of a poking playstyle, maybe to beat the muscle armor or something. But as soon as he does, the John goes for a hop kick. And that's the thing, man. Always keep the opponent guessing. Always keep him on his toes. And yeah, man, we saw that from Artif as well. Not afraid to just throw out those hop kicks. So look, throws it out again, but not a massive punish from Chanel. Okay, big whiff on the forward. I think let's have a look there again. I want to see that because Alisa's backdash really at play there. I think it shows just how strong that Alisa backdash can be. Let's have a look one more time. So that one backdash, did you see that one backdash from Alisa? Against most other characters, that forward 1 probably would have been blocked or would have hit. But because Alisa's backdash covers so much distance, it is so difficult to not overextend against this character. We see it often, even at the highest level. You just will be surprised about how many things will whiff against this annoying ass character, man. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, not a massive punish once again. Activist heat. And the dash up giant swing. Dude, we're going to see that again. I want to slow that one down for you guys to see it once again. So let's see that whiff again. And then punish. Now, let's slow it down. Let's do it in slow motion. What he does is very difficult to do. Dash, giant swing. Now, why is that really difficult to break? Well, because it actually looks like a shining wizard. Because he dashes up into this giant swing, it makes it look like it's a 1+2 throw, but actually it's a 1 throw. But Chanel did a really good job in breaking it. Muscle armor once again. Dash up giant swing once again as well, but nice block. And look at the beautiful sidewalk. Again, guys, if you're not sidewalking, what are you doing? Against Alisa at the mid-range, you gotta be showing that you're willing to sidewalk. Even the heat smash is quite linear and can be sidewalked, right? So let's have a look here. That was a counter hit low. Jabs, down 4. And let's see this now. Backdash sidewalk. Beautiful sidewalk there from the John, man. And then he gets a full punish. So this is the type of anti-Alisa stuff that I want to show you guys. Is, you know, he got a lot of damage there from just utilizing his lateral movement. Nice side switch. 4-2. Could have got a bigger punish. That's -13. And lovely rage up, man. The John, he doesn't want to get bullied. Alisa's the type of character, especially when those chainsaws are out, she can kind of bully you, right? And the John not really having it. He's like, nope, I'm not going to get bullied here. Rage art, beautiful placement. But you know, these are really close rounds. Again, these are the two of the best players in the world. It's going to be difficult. And now, yeah, it's a good option, actually, to go for down 3. We see there versus... we'll see once again. Yeah, so seeing that Chanel went for a down 3 here, it's actually good. It caught the sidewalk, but also it will beat the muscle armor too. Muscle armor being a power crush, you know, that the lows don't get absorbed. So it's not counter hit, but you know, it's still pretty good. Don't want to use down 3 too much though, because you know, it is launch punishable. And look at that now. The John not going for dash giant swing, he's going for the normal shining wizard, the 1+2 throw. And that's why it's difficult to break, man. It's difficult because, you know, it's a mix-up between either either 1 break or 1+2 break. And this time it was 1+2 break, and he wasn't ready for it. He got hit by 2 of them. And look at this now. again, for people who want to play versus King with Alisa. Down 4-2, sidewalk right. I don't know how many characters are able to do it, because usually that down 4-2 has good tracking, but that's the way you're supposed to sidestep it. The John just dashing up into hop kick now to try and mix up the throws. Chanel not biting. Heat burst. Jab keep out. Chanel playing good defense. And look at that, man. The Jaguar run. Yeah, really good stuff there once again. Utilizing the Jaguar run. And that is a power... In heat, it's a power crush. So, it actually beat Chanel's power crush. We'll have a look at it once again. So, he tried to go for the heat burst. But completely beaten out because the John's in heat. When he does that run in heat, it is a power crush. And another side roll. Look at that, man. And this time, he actually tried to run away. He tried to run away this time, but it's not going to work. Look at that. Let's have a look one more time. Beautiful sidewalk, man. And he dashes up as well to fully punish it. That was a beautiful punish from the John. So yeah, that was solid. That was very solid stuff we saw there. What did we see in that game? We saw the usage of homing moves early on, just to let Chanel know I'm not going to let you sidestep against me. As soon as Chanel tried to get stuff started, the muscle armor was a really good way to kind of absorb certain moves. We saw good punishment and not letting himself get bullied, you know, utilizing throw mix-ups. Like everything, his King is so optimized, but it wasn't just like solid King play. We saw there solid anti-Alisa as well with the lateral movement. It's very important to sidestep against Alisa and force that mind game out of the player. Mid-range sidewalking has always been really important. So I would say versus Alisa, the trick has always been to sidestep right in close, but sidewalk at the mid-range. You know, to try and beat out some of these approach tools. So now we're going into our second game. So muscle armor once again, and this time we're seeing now. We are seeing Chanel use jabs as keep out, because which I think is a good option. You don't want to be too predictable with it, but you know, jabs are a very, very good way to kind of, you know, keep your opponent out and not let them get their stuff started. You know, if King was gonna run in there and do a throw mix up, you know, utilizing the quickest moves in the game, which are jabs, generally, then you know that's a good way to play keep out. So yeah, Chanel now doesn't want to deal with these throw mix ups. Try to go for a hop kick. Nice block and punish there from the John. Muscle armor once again. Dash up giant swing. I don't know how he breaks that. It's so crazy. Muscle armor. So you see now, you know, just after using the muscle armor, just look at how Chanel doesn't know what to do here. He's kind of just like backdashing, dash sidestepping, like very hesitant on getting in because he's using that muscle armor. And usually Alisa players like to use their running moves to try to get in. But it's so scary because the approach tools are all going to be absorbed as we saw in the first game. Forward 1. And that's one good thing you can do versus the homing moves. If you're an Alisa player and the King player is using a lot of homing moves, then you can use your quick moves to try and counter hit, which is what Chanel did there. Fifth 1. Good block on the low. Jab interrupt again. You know, just playing this nice keep out. 1-1. We've got the look at the damage. By the way, look at the damage that forward 2 string does in heat. So bam bam. Look at the last hit. Look how much damage that did, bro. That's on block. That is so unfair. It's crazy. And downfall for the kill. That was the right punish there from Chanel on that power crush, but he was a little bit late. And yeah, you got to be ducking that 1-1. Second hit is a high. Try to go for a hop kick keep out. You see, he's getting a little bit scared now. He wants to keep the John out. He doesn't want John to get in. So he's panicking a little bit and going for these really risky tools. So he just whiffs a hop kick, thinking that John's gonna come in. But John, the good thing about these guys like Atif and the John is that they play aggressive, but they know when to dial it back. They know when to be a little bit patient and bait out these panic tools from the opponent. And he gets a massive, massive punish because that actually also is a wall blast into a full combo. Big boy combo there. Bam, bam. Goes for the mid. That's a mix-up. A lovely backdash once again. And we didn't see a great punish that time. So it goes for standing 4. Now, Standing 4 with Alisa, homing move, counter hit, knockdown. A lot of players that play Alisa like to go so standing 4 into a sidestep, standing 4 into backdash, because usually opponents like to press buttons afterwards. Actually, the John did, I think, press a button, but we saw a backdash from Chanel. And you see just how strong that backdash is, man. See, that there was a big opportunity for Chanel to get a punish. You know, the John fell for it, standing 4 into backdash, but the punish was very minimal. He went for a backdash duck and only got a small punish. That could have been big for Chanel. Okay, activates. And that's very important as well. Guys, there's so much happening. Tekken is a fast-paced game, so I'm sorry that I'm pausing it constantly. But yeah, we saw the backdash. And then we see he activates heat. He goes into chainsaws with forward 2. And instantly we see the John go for jabs. So the way that you hit Alisa out of chainsaws is if you just force her to block anything. Either block or if you hit her. And you see that when John instantly went for the jabs, no respect, managed to hit Alisa out of the chainsaws. Now that could have been really bad for the John. And a lot of us, when we play versus Alisa, we don't know what to do versus chainsaws. You know, to enter chainsaws on with forward 2. The John knew that he had the frames in order to interrupt or go for something. He went for the 1-2, and that there seems small, but it's not small. Guys, that is a very, very big thing that the John did there to prevent Chanel from doing these chainsaw shenanigans that could have potentially got him that round. And then uses the muscle armor again. It's such a good defensive tool. But yeah, the John won that round. I would say, you know, again, because of his knowledge against Alisa, he knows when to interrupt. You know, he knows which way to sidestep, all these things. He's really good in the Alisa matchup. Yeah, not overextending now, the John. Playing patient because he knows that Alisa backdash is really strong. He needs to pick his moments here. Down 4-2, down 4-2. Looking for that counter hit. Goes for the Shining Wizard. Good break. And this is something that King players love to do. They love to get their throws broken. And then they just go for a power crush afterwards. It's so common. A lot of King players. Oh, you broke my throw? Power crush. Goes to the mid. Ah, that was a good duck, but no punish. He tried to go for the launch. And look at that. Down 4-2 counter hit. Confirm. Like I said, one of the best mids in the game for sure. Big combo as well, man. Insane. Switches sides as well. Back to the wall. Try to go for the back roll catch. Muscle armor up forward 2 there. Now activates. We've got chainsaws. And good stuff there from the John once again. Hitting Alisa out of the chainsaws. He knows that's plus. So goes for this one. And what does John do? He actually dashes up. Just in case Chanel tried to go for the little chainsaw sidestep. And goes for a mid. Quick mid. Just to hit Chanel out of the chainsaws. Again, really, really important to know where you stand after certain moves with chainsaws, because you want to hit her out of chainsaw stance whenever you can. You don't want to be taking those mix-ups, man. Bam, bam. Goes to the mid one more time. Mid homing. There's the chainsaws again. And look at that, man. The muscle armor, so good. Ah, so amazing. Let's have a look at it one more time, man. Muscle armor. See, all these approach tools that Alisa has, you know, the John is so ready for it, using that muscle armor. And we didn't see Chanel kind of run up into a grab or anything, because that's hard to do. I think muscle armor is one of the strongest tools in the game as well, defensively. And the way that John uses it is the best that I've ever seen any King player right now in Tekken 8. The timing is so on point. Does he kill? I think he does. The low, yeah, the low kills. So there, that was solid stuff from the John once again there. You know, anti-Alisa stuff, knowing how to use muscle armor. Does it again. Good duck. Muscle armor. Goes for that big 1+2. It's a nice round. And you see once again that solid backdash. Poke into backdash. Completely makes the hop kick whiff. And Chanel could have got a bigger punish, but just, you know, decides to go for the 1-1. Try to go for the hell sweep, the chainsaw hell sweep. The John, good defense. Bam. Good Oki. Wow, that's big damage. Try to go for the back roll catch. And a big whiff. Was that a backdash once again? It was. And again, this is why you got to be so careful. Let's have a look and slow it down a little bit. So he tries to go for the heat smash, and the Alisa backdash gets her out of harm's way and goes for a nice little punish there. So, you know, even if you're really good in the Alisa matchup, against someone like Chanel with his movement's always been really good, but you do have to be very careful about that backdash, because I've seen players, you know, whiff so often, because normally versus other characters, that maybe that heat smash would have hit, but not against Alisa's backdash. Running 2. We've got chainsaws. Puts it away though. Down 4-2. Remember we mentioned that down 4-2 you have to sidestep right. You actually sidestep left there and got hit. And there's the giant swing, not broken. Very easy to tech roll now though. What we're going to do is just mash that one button. 1-3, 1-3, 1-3. It's an easy way to tech roll it. Down 4-2 again. So which way did he sidestep there at that time? I think he sidestepped left, didn't he? Remember we say we have to sidestep right. So down forward 1. Try to sidestep left. Got hit by the down forward 2. So, you know, the John playing good. He knows that he was going to sidestep that way. He goes for down forward 2. Catches the sidestep. Okay. 4-4 news to 2. Look at that, man. So much patience. Could have got a bigger punish there. Muscle armor straight away. Chanel thinking about how to get in. Running 2 gets ducked. Nice duck on the throw. That was a counter hit. Okay, here we go now. Opportunity for Chanel. And a great option to go for the heat burst after blocking the chainsaws there, because again, by hitting Chanel with that heat burst, you know, he's forced to put away the chainsaws, and then we see a heat smash to finish it off. So man, the John just it was a close set. I mean, you know, that final game could have gone either way, but it's so important to just see the way that the John was able to shut down certain things. The sidewalks to beat the running approach. The muscle armor to also make Chanel think twice about how he was going to approach. Utilizing down forward 2, FF neutral 2, you know, all these things to apply pressure. The movement. Everything's so important. And then the way he was able to shut down chainsaws. If we watch that match back, guys, how many times can you say that Chanel was able to apply the chainsaw mix-up? He wasn't able to. Because the John knew how to shut it down when he had the opportunity to. Even right at the end there, we saw him utilize Heat Burst, because he knew that in that situation, he was going to take a mix-up unless he went for it. And he went for it, hit him out of the chainsaw stance, and used the Heat Smash for him. I mean, the decision-making was so on point. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this video, because when I was restreaming this, and if you guys don't know, I do, when there are tournaments and I'm at home, I always do restream them. So me and my community on Twitch, as you can see, Spag_TK, we're always watching these tournaments. And when I was watching this tournament on this match, I thought, wow, man, he really played so solid against Alisa, because you don't usually see that. That character runs over people sometimes. But yeah, super solid stuff, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little breakdown here. I'll be doing more of these in the future as well, man. But yeah, until then, guys, make sure that you like and subscribe, make a comment if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.